evening. On the first day of the unofficial referendum, the Judiciary Police detained 5 activists over alleged violation of the Personal Data Protection Act. Activists include Open Macau Society's President Jason Chow and New Macau Vice President Scott Chung. All of them have been released earlier this evening.
This is one of the spots residents could vote for the civil referendum. That is until the police arrived and detained the 4 volunteers, one of which was Scott Chung.
Hey Scott, why are they taking you guys to the station?
They're claiming that this is illegal to collect information of the citizens, but they voluntarily offer that information.
So you're going to get ID'd in the station, that's what's going to happen?
Yes, they said they are inviting us, taking us to the station to file a report.
They were taken to the closest police station, where they were accused of infringing the personal data protection law and disobeying authorities. All because they collected votes in the streets even after being given a warning. Outside waiting for them was Andrew Chung.
Beginning, they say that they are against the law of GDPD, the Article 5. And then for the second time, they say, I have arrested you. And then they didn't use any violence.
Authorities will hand the case to the public prosecutor's office.
They just asked them inside and then say that he's being suspicious. And then he will be pass the case to the MP later on. And they will charge him about against GDPD Article 5, and also another says it means that he is against the order of the police.
One of the detainees was released after about an hour and spoke with the media. However, he was called back inside so that the interrogation could continue. Shortly after, the Open Macau Society president was detained. Jason Chow was handing out flyers in Hulu do Campo at about 2 p.m. When there were less people, he told his colleagues he was going to the toilet, but then he never came back. Later, he sent them a message saying he had been detained and was taken to the police station in Kotai.
The Office for Personal Data Protection and the Judiciary Police held a joint press conference this afternoon. The office said it's illegal to collect residents' personal data, having the civil referendum as a purpose. Judiciary Police said they have acted following a report by the office.
The purpose must be specific, clear and appropriate. And what I mean by appropriate is that they have to carry out relevant activities with proper interests. For example, it would be inappropriate for a clinic to carry out the operation of a travel agency. The Personal Data Protection Act regulates responsible entities, not a specific person, so it would be another matter to judge if that person has violated the law. I will say it one more time. When we say it's illegal, we are not referring to the activity. It's how they handle personal data during the activity. I think everybody would understand that we will follow up if some people violate the Personal Data Protection Act.
We have received a report from the Office for Personal Data Protection pointing out that a website has been collecting Macau residents' personal data, and that is an illegal behavior.
The Civil Referendum Committee refers to the authorities' accusation as political suppression and a harm to the rule of law. They also say the number of votes received a big boost after the volunteers' arrest.
The referendum's organizing committee says the government's allegation is no more than white terror, and it's the most extreme of the expectation.
It means that, in fact, the government cannot find any provision in the basic law that we violate. So they have to figure out the truthful personal data audience, which in fact is a semi-public law, and there is none of the business of the police to intervene given nobody complained to the police.
They have distorted the judgment of the Court of Final Appeal. The court only says it's outside of the law, but it's not prohibited. But unlike the 2 police departments and the Office for Personal Data Protection says an illegal action and prohibited by law.
They say all 4 detained volunteers are students. they have been declared suspects and could be sued despite being released. Lawmaker Ng Kwok Chun says the prosecution's office faces great political pressure to sue the 4 arrested students. Some referendum volunteers mentioned how the police enforced the law today.
I feel sad that our voting station only ran for 20 minutes before closing under coercion. I asked the police officer, "Can I give out the leaflets?" He only answered me, "No, you can't." I don't know what power the PSP has, which allows them to stop citizens from distributing leaflets in an open area.
But the committee also says after the police action, the number of votes online received a big boost.
Before the arrest, each 2 hours is about 100 to 200. And after the arrest, the least one is 900, 800, 700. Yeah. I think it's a big difference. So I really hope they don't make any more promo for us.
The number of votes up till 6 p.m. has reached 2,700. They say they originally planned to have the voting stations again on the streets on 30th of this month. But they need to consider whether to do that.
Chief Executive candidate Choi Sai-on reiterated that civil referendum is not according to the basic law. He also stressed that the case is in the hands of the judiciary authorities, saying that Macau's judicial system is independent.
My opinion is the same as before. The referendum is not stipulated in the basic law. This is our approach. And once again, as candidate for the 4th chief executive election, during this campaign period, I'm introducing my projects for the next 5 years. A while ago, I was asked whether this may affect my candidacy. I had already held a press conference and I clarified the question. And this question is now being dealt with by the judiciary authorities. And as you know, the judiciary procedure is independent and is according to the laws. That's why I don't have any further comments.
所以我唔會再喺呢度咧嚟到作出我嘅意見表達。